Hi friends, my name is Hemant Jadhav, HOD ENTC, ICM Engineering College Aurangabad. In this video, we will discuss on the design of power supply. First, unregulated power supply, then regulated DC power supply using IC 78XX and 79XX series, that means 3 terminal fixed voltage regulators. Then adjustable, that means variable voltage regulators using IC 317 and 337. Then design of SMPS using IC 78S40. So let us start from the block diagram with the block diagram of a DC regulated power supply. As it can be seen here, the block diagram of DC regulated power supply, there are 4 blocks, as you know, that transformer, rectifier, filter and voltage regulator. Now you know the application or function of each and every block. Transformer converts higher voltage to lower voltage, step down or step up. Rectifier converts AC to DC. Filter removes the unwanted DC AC components present in the DC, that means ripple from the DC voltage, and regulator gives the constant output voltage. So let us start with the design of rectifiers. So before proceeding for further, you should know the formulas for design of rectifiers. These are the formulas for half wave, full wave and bridge rectifier, as we have studied in second year. IDC, that means average value of current, DC current. IRMS, root mean square value, that means DC AC value of current. VRMS, VDC. So for half wave, full wave and bridge rectifier, you should know all these formulas. Okay, so let us start with the problem. So consider this problem: design of a full wave rectifier circuit to supply average voltage of 50 volt at 10 kilo ohm load. Also calculate the transformer's secondary voltage. Okay, so before proceeding further, you should know the design steps. So first of all, you should select the transformer selection. For selecting the transformer, you should calculate the value of two parameters, that means VRMS and IRMS. Root means square value of voltage and root means value of current, RMS value of current, that means AC values of voltage and currents. Second, you have to select the diode for the rectifier, whether half wave, full wave or bridge rectifier. Accordingly, that you can select the formulas and you can calculate, or you can select the diode. Then next step will be draw the circuit diagram with all component values. So let us proceed further. Here what is given. So before solving the problem, the first step should be list out what is given. Here what is given: VDC, that means DC voltage is given as 50 volt. RL, load resistance value, is given as 10 kilo ohm. So you have to select in the second step the transformer, calculate VRMS and IRMS. So it is given in the problem that you have to use the full wave rectifier. So formula for full wave rectifier using is here it is VRMS is equal to Vm by root 2, right? And here 0.7 volt is added in this. Why? Because in full wave rectifier, one diode is conducting at a time, therefore Vm by root 2 plus 0.7. If you are using bridge rectifier, it should be 0.7 plus 0.7, as there are two diodes conducting at a time. So accordingly, you can calculate the value of VRMS. But what is Vm? So you are having another formula for full wave rectifier, in that VDC is equal to 2 Vm by pi, this formula. So you can calculate Vm. The value of Vm calculated will be 78.53 volt, and keeping the value of Vm in the formula of VRMS, you will get the value of VRMS as 56.22 volt, right? So it can be rounded off to 56 volt. Second parameter you have to calculate is IRMS. So here you can calculate the value of IRMS as Im by root 2. Im by root 2 into Vm by RL, that Im can be written as Vm by RL, and accordingly you will get the value of IRMS as 5.55, right here, 5.55 milliampere. So it can be rounded up to 6 milliampere. So now you can write the rating of transformer 56 volt, 56 volt and 6 milliampere. तो ट्रांसफार्मर का रेटिंग क्या हो गया 56 मतलब it means it is a center tap transformer. You know that in full wave rectifier we have to use center tap transformer. Second step, diode selection. In the diode selection, again you have to calculate DC current flowing through the diode. So formula for IDC for in the full wave rectifier is equal to 2Im by pi. So accordingly you will get the value as 4.9 milliampere here. You can round off to its higher value as 5 milliampere. Now you have to calculate PIV of diode. So formula is twice of Vm for full wave and bridge rectifier by referring that table which I have shown you initially. If it is half wave, the formula it would be Vm. So now for full wave rectifier it is twice of Vm. Vm is the maximum voltage, you have calculated it. So you will get 156.6 volt here, and you can round off to its highest value. Okay, so here 157 volt you have rounded off to its highest value. Average current through is diode IDC by 2 plus 25% of IDC by 2, so you will get it as 3.12 volt, and IP. These four parameters you have to calculate: IDC, PIV, I average and IP for selection of diode, and based on this you can select the diode as 1N4003. So actually from the meaning of this one is 1 ampere, current rating is 1 ampere. So whatever may be the value of DC, IDC and IP, you will get below 1 ampere. You have to go for 1N series. So 1N4003, in that 4003 indicates the PIV rating of diode. Okay, PIV of diode which is equal to 200 volt, and you got the value as 157 volt, so that you have selected 1N4003. The series 1N4001, 1N4002, 3, 4, 5, it is up to 007. Maximum PIV is 1000 volt. 1N4007 diode having PIV 1000 volt. Okay, so accordingly you will select the diode as 1N4003. Then moving forward, don't forget to draw the circuit diagram of full wave rectifier. Center tap transformer is there, diode numbers 1N4003, DC output voltage VDC equal to 50 volt and RL is equal to 10 kilo ohm. Okay, it is also asked to calculate the secondary voltage. So 56 plus 56, it is equal to 112 voltage. Okay, now let us move to the second problem. Here it is asked to design bridge rectifier to provide 10 volt to a load of 100 ohm. So first step, again list out given VDC equal to 10 volt, RL equal to 100 ohm, VD is equal to 1 volt. Drop across diode is given in the problem, VD is equal to 1 volt. If it is not given, you should assume it as a silicon diode, and drop is equal to, you know that it is equal to 0.7 volt, right? If it is given as germanium diode, the drop would be 0.3 volt. Okay, but generally silicon diode is used in the rectifier with the drop of 0.7 volt, and if drop is given as 1 volt or value is given, you should use that. So again, second step, you have to calculate the transformer ratings VRMS and IRMS as we have calculated in previous problem. Just calculate VRMS and IRMS and write down the transformer ratings. So here there is no center tap transformer, right? So you can write down the rating like this: 0.14 volt, 120 milliampere. Second step is diode selection. So calculate four values: IDC, PIV, I average and IP. These four values: IDC, PIV, I average and IP. From this you will get the idea about PIV rating of diode and current rating of diode. So if you are getting the current rating below 1 ampere, you have to go for 1N400 series, right? So let us see what is PIV. It is equal to 31.4. So go for 1N4001 diode. Now we will move to the filter design. So for the design of filter, you should remember this formula, right? The table: ripple factor small r for capacitor filter, L filter, LC filter and pi filter. There are 4 types of filter. If you want to use the capacitor filter, the formula for ripple factor is 2900 divided by R into C, RL into C. RL is the load resistor and C is the value of capacitor. If you want to use L filter, then the formula will be RL divided by 1,333 into L. L is the inductor value, RL is the load resistor. If you want to use the LC filter, then the formula you will have to use 1.195 divided by L into C. And last one, pi filter, this is the formula. Okay, we will solve one by one the problems. One point you have to remember here, all these values of capacitors which you will get after calculation, all these are in already they are in microfarad. That's why the numbers are 2900 in the first formula in capacitor filter. In LC filter it is 1.195, in pi filter it is 7319. These figures are obtained by considering the value of capacitor in microfarad and value of RL in ohms and L in Henry. Okay, so whatever the values you will get after calculations for the capacitors, all the values you have to write down its unit as microfarad directly. Okay, R is ripple factor. Ripple factor is the ratio of Vrms by Vdc, right? VORMS by Vdc here, or IORMS by IDC. That means it is the ratio of AC value of the output voltage or output current to the DC value of output DC value of voltage or current. VR is the ripple voltage. So you have to follow the design steps while designing the filter. First step, list out the given parameters, then selection of transformer, that means calculation of VRMS and IRMS, selection of diode, calculate PIV, IP and I average. Next step, selection of capacitor or inductor. For selecting the capacitor, you can use the formula C is equal to IDC by VR into 2F. If DC current is given, ripple voltage is given, or you can assume it, and frequency is 50 Hertz. So you can use this formula also for the selection of capacitor, and this formula can be used from the table 2900 divided by small r into RL, where R is the ripple factor and RL is the load resistance value. Voltage rating of capacitor you can assume greater than Vm. Vm is the maximum voltage. Finally, list out all the calculated values and select the standard values and draw the circuit diagram with all component values. Okay, don't forget to draw the circuit diagram at the last. So here let us solve one problem. Design a capacitor filter for a ripple voltage of 0.6 volt, the current of 120 milliampere at load of 100 ohm. First step, given VR 0.6 volt, RL 100 ohm, IDC equal to 120 milliampere. It is not mentioned in the problem that which rectifier is to be used, right? So while designing the filter, you have to select the transformer, finalize the rectifier, calculate select the diodes for the rectifier, and then select the capacitor or inductor, right? So what is asked here? Design a capacitor filter. That means you will have to calculate the value of capacitor filter. So first step, as usual, given. Second step, selection of transformer. While selecting the transformer, calculate VRMS and IRMS and write down its rating. So here it is written, after calculation VRMS IRMS, as we have selected full wave rectifier, the ratings are 14014 center tap transformer, comma 150 milliampere. Second, selection of diode. In this you have to calculate the PIV rating of diode, IP peak current, I average, and accordingly that PIV you got is 38 volt, so you can use 1N4001 with peak current of 1 ampere. 1 ampere is fixed for all 1N series. Okay, that meaning of 1 is 1 ampere, N is silicon diode. 4001, 4002, these will indicates the PIV rating. Then selection of capacitor, as I told you, you can use the formula IDC upon VR into 2F. So IDC is given in the problem 120 milliampere, VR is equal to 0.6 volt into 2 into 50 hertz is the frequency, so you will get 0.002 farad. Okay, so C is equal to 2000 microfarad, and it can be rounded off to its standard value as 2200 microfarad. Select the standard value of capacitor as 2200 microfarad, and voltage rating greater than Vm is 25 volts. Okay, don't forget to draw the circuit diagram at the last. Okay, this is the circuit diagram using full wave rectifier, center tap transformer, capacitor, filter capacitor having values mentioned there, load resistor, and output voltage. Everything is mentioned here. Let us move to the second problem. Design an inductor filter to provide 100 volt output at 300 ohm load with peak ripple voltage not exceeding 10 volt. Here it is mentioned use full wave rectifier. If not mentioned, you can select half wave, full wave, and bridge rectifier as per your requirement. Okay, so first step, again given VDC equal to 100 volt, RL is equal to 300 ohm, VR equal to 10 volt. Second step, selection of transformer. So you have to calculate two values, Vrms and Irms, by using the formula for full wave rectifier, Vm by root 2 plus 0.7, Irms equal to Im by root 2, and you can get the transformer rating. You should write this 112012 volt, 400 milliampere. That means it is a center tap transformer. Okay, then second step is selection of diode. Just calculate the PIV, IP, I average. So PIV is 314 volt. So based on this, you will select this diode 1N4005. For 1N4005, the PIV rating is 400 volt. You can refer that table. And IP is constant, is 1 ampere for all the 1N series diodes. Okay, let us move further. Next step is selection of inductor. So you can use the standard formula from that table, L is equal to RL by 1,333 into R. But what is R? So for R, again the formula is given in that table. R is equal to VORMS by VDC. But what is VORMS? So formula for VORMS is also there. What is it? It is equal to VR by root 2. Using that, you will get the value of VORMS as 7.07. Keep that value in the formula of small r, that is ripple factor. You will get the value of ripple factor. Keep in this formula, you will get the value of inductor as 3.21 Henry. Okay, don't forget to draw the circuit diagram at the last. Next one, LC filter. This is the problem for LC filter. It is mentioned in the problem, use the full wave bridge rectifier to supply 20 volts DC at 200 milliampere. That means IDC and VDC are given. Maximum ripple contents are given as 1%. Okay, so first step, again what is given, list out. VDC 20 volt, IDC 200 milliampere, ripple factor 1%, which is equal to 0.01. right here it is shown 0.01 ripple factor. RL can be calculated directly, VDC by IDC equal to 100 ohm. Okay, second step, transformer. Here again you have to calculate VRMS, IRMS, and write down the rating of transformer. How is the rating written here? 24 0 volt, or you can write 0 volt 24 volt like this, because it is not a center tap transformer in bridge rectifier. Center tap transformer is used in full wave rectifier using 2 diodes only. Okay, moving further, diode selection. Again calculate these values, PIV, IP, I average. So based on this 62 volt, you can select diode 1N4002 having PIV equal to 100 volt and IP is constant as 1 ampere. Okay, inductor selection and capacitor selection, as it is a LC filter, so both are unknown parameters, so you have to select at least one. Assume L is equal to 1 Henry and keep in the formula of LC from that standard table 1.195 divided by R. So you will get the value as 1195. As I told you, this is the value for LC. So C will be equal to 119.5 microfarad. Whatever may be the value you will get here, that will be always in microfarad. Okay, value of capacitor will always be in microfarad. जो भी value आएगा, that will be in microfarad. Keep in mind that this is very important. Select standard value. You can round up its value to its standard value. The standard values are may be mentioned in your question paper. Okay, so this question can be asked for 7 marks. This is the problems of unregulated power supply. Moving further, don't forget to draw the circuit diagram with bridge rectifier, capacitor, inductor and load resistor. Third type of problem can be asked, design an unregulated power supply with pi filter. Okay, we have seen the problems with capacitor filter, inductor filter, and now it is with pi filter. So what is the problem? Design a power supply with pi filter to give DC output of 30 volt 100 milliampere with a ripple not exceeding 0.01%. It is given here, use full wave rectifier. If not given, you can assume as full wave or bridge rectifier. Okay, so again, usually first step given, second step calculation of selection of transformer. So VDC is given 30 volt, IDC 100 milliampere, ripple factor 0.01%, which is equal to 10 to the power minus 4. Here it is mentioned. You can modify this like this. You can calculate RL accordingly. VDC by IDC equal to 300 ohm. Okay, so in the transformer selection, just calculate VRMS, then IRMS, and finally write down the transformer rating. As it is full wave rectifier, therefore the rating will be 18018 volt 60 milliampere. You can round off the values to its nearest highest values. Okay, here the voltage of VRMS, you got it as a 17.35, so it is rounded off to 18 volt. The current is here you got the value of current as 55 milliampere, so rounded off to 60 milliampere here. Okay, next, diode selection. So based on the PIV rating, IP and I average calculation, you will select the diode 1N4001 with PIV equal to 50 volt. Now this is very important, selection of C, L, C1, C2 and L. Okay, so all the three parameters are unknown. So what is to be done? Use the standard formula from the table. R is equal to, small r is equal to 7310 C1 C2 L into RL. Okay, now just assume L is equal to 1 Henry. कोई भी एक assume करना पड़ेगा, and assume C1 equal to C2 equal to C for the calculation purpose, so that you will get C square equal to 7310 divided by R into L into RL. So you will get C square is equal to, C is equal to 493 microfarad, not C square, C is equal to 493. Then you have to select C1 and C2 such that C1 should be slightly greater than C2 with standard values. So you have calculated 493 microfarad, select C1 is equal to slightly greater than C2, C1 is 500 microfarad and C2 is equal to 470 microfarad. So this adjustment we have done for calculating all three values, unknown values L, C1, C2. What we have done, we have assumed L is equal to 1 Henry. Then we have considered equal values of C1 and C2, and finally C1 is selected slightly greater than C2. Again, don't forget to draw the circuit diagram lastly. Now this what about the unregulated. Now we will move to the regulated power supply. So in the regulated power supply there will be 4 blocks: transformer, filter, transformer, rectifier, filter, and regulator also. So this is the problem. Many times it was asked in the exam, design a regulated DC power supply to generate 5 volt at 1 ampere. Simple problem it is. So again first step, what is given, VDC 5 volt, IDC 1 ampere. DC regulated power supply मतलब DC वोल्टेज है और DC करंट है, कितना दिया है 5 volt and 1 ampere. RL is given as 5 ohm. It is not mentioned in the problem. You can calculate it. RL is equal to VDC by IDC. Okay, by using the formula you can calculate the value of RL 5 ohm by dividing VDC by IDC. Then you have to assume some important points like which rectifier is to be used, whether half wave, full wave or bridge, कौन सा फिल्टर कैपेसिटर कौन सा फिल्टर यूज़ करना है. So whether capacitor filter, inductor filter, LC filter or pi filter, you have to decide it. Which IC is to be used, regulator IC 7805, 7812 etc. depending on the voltage requirement, and its standard value of dropout voltage will be 2.5 volt. Frequency you have to remember it, AC is 50 Hertz, and ripple voltage you have to assume from 0.5 volt to 2.5 volt. For this problem let us assume it as 2.5 volt. Okay, so again first step हो गया, what is given and assumptions, some assumptions. Second, selection of transformer. In that, as we have already gone through VRMS and then IRMS calculation, and then transformer rating, as we have decided full wave rectifier, so 707 volt 1.2 ampere is the transformer rating. Next one, rectifier diode. In that also you have to calculate PIV, average current, and IP. PIV is 15.7 volt based on that, but the current rating is 1.57. Here unit is not written, it is ampere, so exceeding 1 ampere, so we cannot use that 1N4007 series. 1N4007 having highest PIV rating as 1 ampere, maximum 1 ampere, and PIV rating 1000 volt. Okay, so it is exceeding 1 ampere. Here write down the unit as ampere. So use another series 1N5400. This table shows the PIV ratings of 1N5400 series, 54001, 54002, 4, 6, 7 like this. So last 54007 having highest PIV rating as 800 volt, and common IP and peak current is 3 ampere. Peak current for 1N400 series is 1 ampere. Here we have got IP equal to 1.57, therefore we are using this 1N5400 series. Okay, now next is selection of capacitor in capacitor filter. As I told you, you can use this formula. Either you can use C is equal to IDC divided by VR into 2F, or you can use C is equal to 2900 RL by R. Calculated value of C will be in farads in first case, and in second case it will be in microfarads. As I already told you, if you are using this formula from the table, the calculated value of capacitor will always be in microfarads. So here you will get the value as 400 microampere by using first formula. By using second formula you will get the value, same value 4027, it can be rounded off to 4000 microfarad. Okay, and lastly, the circuit diagram, complete circuit diagram. What it will consist of? It will consist of transformer, rectifier with center tap transformer, its ratings, diode number, then filter capacitor, and this is the IC regulator IC 7805C. Pin number 1 input, 2 ground, 3 output. There are two capacitors at the input side having fixed value 0.33 microfarad and 1 microfarad at the output side having fixed values. So every time with 78 or 79 series, use these two fixed values capacitors, 0.33 microfarad at the input side and 1 microfarad at the output side. These are acting as additional filters. And finally, there will be load resistance having value 5 ohms. Okay, moving forward, second problem we will see, design a 9 volt 500 milliampere DC regulated power supply. Again, you have to assume various parameters, bridge rectifier, capacitor, filter, कौन सा filter use करना है, which regulator you have to use, with some additional specifications. If you are going to use 78M09, the output voltage is 9 volt, therefore the dropout voltage is 2.5 volt again for all 78 series. Frequency is constant 50 hertz, and let us consider VR ripple voltage 2.5 volt for this particular problem. So as usual, first step is given, second steps transformer selection. So you got transformer selection as 12-0, as it is bridge rectifier, no center tap, 600 milliampere. Diode selection as usual, PIV rating you got 28.26, and based on that you got the diode as 1N4001 and current rating 1 ampere, as the IP is under 1 ampere, 785 milliampere. Okay, then capacitor filter selection, standard formula from the table, C is equal to ID by VR into 2F, or you can use C is equal to 2900 divided by small r into RL. Accordingly you will get the values. Here you will get in farads and here you will get in microfarad, as I told you. And lastly, circuit diagram, complete circuit diagram. As it is a bridge rectifier, no center tap transformer is required, so transformer, then bridge rectifier, then capacitor filter, and this regulator IC 78M09 with two capacitors, fixed values, 0.33 microfarad at the input side and 1 microfarad at the output side. Remember to write the numbers in of pins of 78 IC 78M09 IC. Pin number 1 input, here it is shown, pin number 2 ground, and pin number 3 output. Okay, so this is the regulated power supply to generate the required voltage of 9 volt. Here it is mentioned across the load, and with current, the required current. Okay, so circuit diagram of 5 volt power supply. Now moving to the dual power supply. Simple, there are two sections. This section is this upward section is a positive voltage regulator section with 78XX series, 1 input, 2 output, 2 ground and 3 output. And this downward section, which is shown by red color, is a negative voltage regulator section. Here you will get plus VCC output, here you will get minus VCC output. Okay, so common rectifier circuit is used, common transformer circuit is used, full wave bridge rectifier is used, and center tap transformer is used, which is given as a ground. You can see ground connected to this line. Here it is grounded, and it is connected to the center tap like this. through the jumper. Okay, you can see the circuit diagram carefully. So accordingly you have to design upper half of the circuit using 7-8 series and lower half using the same procedure using 7-9XX series, but the pin numbers are different. In 7-9 series, pin number 2 is input, 1 ground and 3 output. Okay, so this is dual power supply which will generate plus VCC as well as minus VCC. Moving to the next, as we know that this 3 terminal fixed voltage regulator 7-8 and 3 terminal fixed negative voltage regulator 7-9 series. As I told you, C in and C out must be connected at the input and output side, having the values as 0.33 microfarad here and 1.1 microfarad here for better stability and to improve the transient response, or to get the more stability, we have to use these values, fixed values. You can see the 7-8XX series with different options. The XX stands for, last 2 digits stands for the output voltage, like this. If it is 7806, the output voltage is 6 volt. If it is 7812, output voltage is plus 12 volt, like that, like this. With different devices, 78XXC, XXAC with input voltage, outputs, output currents, quiescent current and dropout voltages. Quiescent current is what is, it is as up till now we have seen that it is used as a fixed voltage regulator, but 7-8 series can also be used as an adjustable voltage regulator, that means variable voltage regulator. It is also called as a constant current source with a slight arrangement like this. Voltage divider network used here, R1 R2 voltage divider network. VR1 is the voltage across R1, VR2 is the voltage across R2. So total output voltage VO will be the addition of VR1 and VR2. I1 is current flowing through R1, I2 is current flowing through R2, and IQ is called as quiescent current, which is very small negligible current flowing through the adjustable terminal, that means pin number 2 of IC 78XX. So you have to remember these important formulae here: R1, R2 and VO. So important formulas for solving the problems based on adjustable voltage regulator, or you can say constant current source using IC 7-8 series or 7-9 series. Simple analysis is given in the notes. R1 equal to VR1 by I2 minus IQ, or VR1 by 5 times IQ. The second formula is to be used when I2 or IL is not given. You have to use this formula. Similarly, formula for R2 is equal to VO minus VR1 divided by IQ plus I1, and it is also equal to VO minus VR1 divided by 6 IQ. Second formula is to be used when I2 is not given in the problem. So R2 is a variable resistor which is acting as a load resistor, and I2 is therefore load current deciding the output voltage. Okay, so let us move to the problem. The problem can be asked like this: design a constant current source using 7-8XX series or adjustable voltage regulator using 7-8XX series for a reference voltage of 5 volt that will deliver 0.5 ampere current to a load of 10 ohm. Again, usually first step is given. What is given? VR1 equal to 5 volt reference voltage. IL is nothing but equal to I2 is 500 milliampere given in the problem, 0.5 ampere. RL is 10 ohm. So let us assume 78M05 IC. With IQ you can assume from 4 to 10 milliampere. For this problem, let us assume IQ is equal to 4.3 milliampere. So given, then second step, selection of R1 formula. As I told you, R1 equal to VR1 by I2 minus IQ. I2 is given, therefore we are not using that second formula. So by using this formula you will get the value of R1 as 10 ohm. Calculation of maximum output voltage, VO is equal to VR1 plus VR2, and VR2 is nothing but I2 R2. So keeping the given values, you will get the value of VO as it is equal to 10 volt. Next step, minimum input voltage required. V in mean, minimum input voltage, here V in mean, it is equal to VO max plus dropout voltage. So maximum output voltage you have calculated here 10 volt, keep that value, and dropout voltage VD is constant for IC 78 series or 79 series, it is 2.5 volt. Always consider it as a 2.5 volt. So V in mean you will get 12.5 volt. Just you can write down here in the last step. Don't forget to draw the circuit diagram. So constant current source or adjustable voltage regulator will consist of V in mean, here it is mentioned. Then this is the regulator IC setup circuit 7805 with C in 0.33 microfarad and C out 1 microfarad. This is voltage divider. R1 is 10 ohm and R2 is 10 ohm. Again, just you have calculated. R2 is given in the problem as a load. Okay, and this is the maximum output voltage. So moving further, similarly you can solve the problem for 79XX series. There are different values, different devices for 79XXC, 79XXAC with different maximum output voltages, and the output voltage range from -3 to -24 volt, output current and IQ values from 1 milliampere to 1.5 milliampere or 2 milliampere, like this. Circuit diagram is same. What is the difference? The difference is that there will be a negative sign in the output voltage. Minus VO is equal to VR1 plus VR2. All other formulas are same. The value of R1 and R2 cannot be negative, therefore the same formula has to be used. Only while calculating the output voltage you have to put a negative sign here. So this is what about fixed voltage regulators. Moving to 3 terminal adjustable positive voltage regulators. Adjustable means variable voltage regulator. So positive voltage regulator is LM317. Again the circuit diagram is little bit same. The pin numbers are different. Here pin number 3 is input, 1 is adjustable and 2 is output. Okay, keep in mind that 3 input, 1 ground or 1 given to the voltage divider formed by R1 and R2, and pin number 2 is output. This is the pin diagram of IC LM317. 1, 2, 3 same as 78 and 79 series. These are the features of IC LM317. Adjustable output voltage from 1.2 volt to 37 volt you can get with the output current of 1.5 ampere. It is available with short circuit current limiting, thermal overload protection, etc. Okay, so similarly positive voltage regulators are also there. 317. Similarly there is a negative adjustable negative voltage regulator using 337. LM317 is a positive adjustable or variable voltage regulator. LM337 is a negative voltage regulator. Again the circuit diagram and you can see the same it is, but the input voltage is negative and output voltage is negative, just like 78 and 79 series. Here it is 331 and 337, positive and negative. Okay, formulas are also same. This formula you can say minus V out is equal to minus 1.25 in bracket 1 plus R2 by 240 ohm. That means here the value of R1 is also fixed 240 ohms, and that VR1 is the reference voltage, that is also fixed, is equal to minus 1.25 volt, and you can neglect this value and I adjust, it is very small, negligible. So keep in mind the formula minus VO is equal to minus 1.25 in bracket 1 plus R2 by 240 ohm. Various options are available for 337. Similarly various options are available for 317 also, like this, with output voltage, output current, V in, power dissipation, etc. Let us solve one problem based on this. Before going further, what formulas and what values you should remember from the data sheet while solving the problems based on 317 and 337. Here some values are fixed. I adjust for 317, 337 is 100 microampere. You just remind this. VR1, that is reference voltage 1.25 volt. R1 value is fixed to 40 ohm and dropout voltage is 3 volt. These four values you have to keep in mind. I adjust VR1, R1 and V drop, VD. Okay. For calculating R2, the formula is VO minus VR1 divided by I adjust plus VR1 by R1. This VR1 by R1 is nothing but I1. From I1 is equal to VR1 by R1. I1 is the current flowing through R1. So keep in mind the formula for R2. Then next step, V in mean is equal to VO max plus dropout voltage. As I told you, this is the maximum output voltage and V dropout voltage is fixed. It is equal to 3 volt. So let us move further. Take down one problem. Design a voltage regulator using LM317 to provide an output voltage which may vary from 5 to 15 volt at IO is equal to 1 ampere. So variable output voltage is given 5 to 15 volt. So here what is given? For LM317 you have to assume, as I told you, these fixed values, 4 values. I adjust equal to 100 microampere, R1 equal to 240 ohm, VR equal to 1.2 volt and VD is equal to 3 volt. Okay. So VO mean is given as minimum output voltage is 5 volt given in the problem. VO max is given as 15 volt and IO is equal to 1 ampere. Second step, calculation of R2, as there are two values of VO. So for VO mean 5 volt, considering VO as 5 volt, you will get the value of R2 as 706.43. Similarly, for considering VO max equal to 15 volt, you will get the value as 2590 ohm. You can round off it to its highest value, 2.5 kilo ohm. Okay. So accordingly, you can select a standard value of potentiometer variable resistor which will vary from 706 to 2.5 kilo ohm. So select a potentiometer of 3 kilo ohm. V in mean, minimum input voltage, that means this value. VO max plus V dropout voltage is constant 3 volt, so you will get it as 18 volt. Finally, you should draw the circuit diagram indicating V in mean 18 volt, LM317 with pin numbers. Pin numbers should be written 3 input here, 1 variable I adjust terminal and 2 output. It should be written in the circuit diagram. Then value of R1 and R2. R1 is fixed value 240 ohm. R2 you have calculated as 3 kilo ohm variable resistor, and output voltage will vary from 5 to 15 volt. So this is what about the linear voltage regulators using IC78 series, 79 series, that means fixed positive and fixed negative. Then fixed variable using IC LM317 and fixed variable negative using 337. Now moving to the switching regulator, that means SMPS design. So if we compare the linear regulators with the switching regulators, this is the block diagram of basic switching regulator. What it consists of, the working is based on the pulse generator, or you can say PWM generator. It generates the rectangular pulses which are applied to the control terminal of switch. The switch is generally a transistor here, whose on off action is controlled by the output of pulse generator. Thus the output of switch is in the form of discrete pulses whose average value depends on the duty cycle or the frequency of the pulse generator. Okay, that means the duty cycle of pulse generator, its output is varied. the average value of the output of switch also changes. Okay, the filter may be any type of filter, LC filter, pi filter, etc. It converts the pulse waveform obtained from switch into the DC output voltage. Okay, so this is the basic switching regulator. How will we compare? We can compare the linear voltage regulator with switching voltage regulators. Switching voltage regulators having many advantages over linear voltage regulators. There is a series pass transistor used in linear voltage regulators. That series pass transistor operates in linear or active region, whereas in switching regulator it operates in the cutoff or saturation region. That means the transistor does not act as a switch. In case of linear switching regulator, here it acts as a switch. Therefore, in case of linear voltage regulator, there is a continuous power dissipation across the transistor. Power dissipation means nothing but power loss in case of linear voltage regulator, because of the transistor used, it operates in linear or active region. As there is a continuous power dissipation, the efficiency of linear voltage regulator is very less, poor efficiency. But as the series pass transistor used in switching regulator, it operates in cutoff or saturation, therefore the power dissipation is in the form of discrete pulses, therefore it has more efficiency. Okay, the linear regulator is simple to design, it is complex to design. Next you can see linear voltage regulator is low cost, and switching regulator is high cost. Low power handling capacity of linear voltage regulator, SMPS handles high power. Low switching loss in case of linear regulator, high switching loss in case of switching regulator. Fast response and slow response. Another question can be asked in the exam. Draw the pin diagram of IC78S40 and state its features and list out its applications. So very popular IC used as a SMPS IC, switched mode power supply IC, 78S40. It is available in 16 pin DIP package. It can work in step down and step up mode. The output varies from 1.3 volt to 40 volt. Input voltage range from 2.5 to 40 volt. Maximum current up to 1.5 ampere. So these are the features of IC 78S40. This is the pin configuration available in 16 pin DIP package. You can study it accordingly. Its applications used in step up and step down mode, as I told you. Step up mode 7 to 40 volt and step down mode 1.3 to 7 volt. Used in personal computers, in printers, industrial systems, industrial automation and applications. Fixed a problem of 8 marks is always fixed on this topic, design using 78S40 switching regulator. Okay, so another type of problem can be asked. We will see the design later on. Here the problem can be asked, draw the internal diagram of IC78S40 with the pin configuration. So this is the internal diagram of 78S400 regulator. You can see there is an individual op-amp given internally. A diode is separately given with pin number 1, 2. Its terminals are brought outside. A reference voltage of 1.5 volt is given at pin number 8. A comparators whose output is given to the latch, and there is an oscillator. The output is given to the AND gate, and there is an SR flip-flop. Driver transistors are there. So switch collector is also there. All the terminals are brought outside. So this is the internal block diagram of IC78S40 switching regulator, and these are some features mentioned here which already we have discussed. Now as I told you, it can be designed into two modes, step down mode and step up mode. So this is the circuit diagram for step down mode. Step down mode, you have to remember this circuit diagram after solving the problem. Lastly, you have to draw this circuit diagram. And another mode is step down mode from 7 volt to 40 volt. So again a little bit difference is there, so keep in mind these two circuit diagrams. This is the comparison of different configuration of 78S40, step down configuration and step up configuration. So out of all these important parameters, I have mentioned these four important parameters you have to keep in mind while solving the problems. Point number one, saturation voltage. For a step down it is 1.1 volt, and for a step up it is 0.45 volts. Other parameters values are same. Voltage drop in diode Vd equal to 1.25 volt, here also 1.25, here also 1.25. Reference voltage V reference, it is 1.245, again it is 1.245 for step up and step down. Driver current Id is equal to 0.1 milliampere, here also 0.1 milliampere. So you have to keep in mind these four parameters for solving the problem based on IC78S40, that means SMPS design. Just remember these four values, very important. Moving further, what formulas you have to keep in mind here? As I told you that the problems are many times asked in the exam. For step up and step down, not asked on the inverter mode, it can work in inverter mode also. So you have to remember the formulas for step up and step down. These 8 formulas you have to remember: peak current, RSC, T on by T off, inductor L, T off, CT, CO, and efficiency. These 8 formula you have to remember, okay, from this table, which I have also provided in the notes also, and here also I will provide with the PDF. Okay, so keep in mind this table with the formulas for step down and step up regulators. This is very important, you have to remember, you have to memorize these formulas. Okay, now moving to the problem. The problem can be asked like this: design a step down switching regulator using mu A78S400 with 78S40 with following specifications. Input voltage Vin equal to 15 volt DC. Output voltage VO is equal to 6 volt at 500 milliampere max. Output ripple voltage VR is equal to 15 millivolt with switching frequency Fs equal to 20 kilohertz. Okay, so just list out what is given in the first step as usual. Which important points or which important parameters you have to remember. Just I told you that here Vd equal to, from that table, 1.25 volt, then Vsat equal to 1.1 volt, then V reference equal to 1.245 volt. Okay, so just keep the write down the formulas and solve, calculate the values from the above table which I have shown here. Serially calculate all these parameters starting from peak current to efficiency. Okay, here first point, IPK, peak current, it is equal to for step down SMPS, it is equal to twice of IO max, so you will get its value as 1 ampere. Second, RSC, keep the formula, you will get the value. Third, T on by T off, keep the formula from table, you will get the value. Modify, F is given as 20 kilohertz, so F is equal to 1 by T, accordingly you will get the value of T on is equal to 23.96 microseconds. Okay, so next is point number 4, calculation of CT, externally connected timing capacitor. CT stands for, so by just keep the formula and you will get the value as 0.01 microfarad. Fifth one, calculation of inductor value, so standard value you will get calculated value as 188.79, you can round off to its highest value. Similarly, next one is output capacitor value, use the formula, standard formula, you will get the standard value. 500 microfarad. Then assume ID equal to 0.1 milliampere from that table which I told you to remember. So calculate R2 and R1. We will get the values as 50 kilo ohm for R1 and 12 kilo ohm for R2. Okay, and last you have to calculate the efficiency by using the standard formula. You will get it as 83.79%. Okay, lastly draw the circuit diagram mentioning all the values. Here values are not mentioned. You have to mention all the calculated values, R2, R1, CO, CT, RSC, etc. Okay, now we can solve the problem based on step up switching regulator. Design a step up switching regulator using 78S40 to meet the following specifications. So you have to refer that table of formulas for step up regulator now, and just one by one calculate the values. Like IPK formula for step up regulator is this, so you keep that formula and calculate the value of IPK. Second, calculate RSC, T on by T off, then L, then CT. By putting the formula, calculate the values, then keep all the formulas in serial numbers, and finally calculate the efficiency. Okay, and then R2 and R1 as 12.5 and 190 kilo ohm. Okay, so don't forget to draw the circuit diagram with all component values. Component values are not mentioned here. You have to mention the component values. So this is what about the design of power supply. We have discussed on the fixed power supply using 7.8 series, 7.9 series, 3 terminal voltage regulators. Then variable power supply using 317, 337 voltage regulators. SMPS, that means switched mode power supply design using IC 78S400. So up to this video, that's all from this side. We will discuss the next topic in next video. Thank you.